Hello, good morning, welcome back to the Fish Locker out on the boat. We have a little bit of fog on this morning. I don't know if you can see it. Fingers crossed, the sun should burn that off in the next hour or so once it properly comes up. It's just coming up at the back of the hills there. You can see it's starting to turn some of them clouds a little bit pink. Yeah. It is going to be a bit of a suck it and see day today, I'm afraid. We have had a lot of horrible weather in the same direction for a prolonged period. And it's just starting to switch around and go the other way. So this might be the only break that we get for a couple of weeks. I don't know what the swell is going to be like when we get there. I don't know what the clarity is going to be like when we get there. We're just going to have to try and figure it out as we go. A little bit of lure fishing, a little bit of bait fishing, a little bit of wreck, a little bit of reef, a little bit of anchor. I don't know. We'll just adapt. Yeah. In comes Cormorant. Let's go. Tell you what, it is an absolutely stunning morning, isn't it? There's probably going to be a bit of motion when we get off there. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to run off down east, try a couple of wrecks, try drifting a wreck or two for some pollock. Yeah, let's get going. The first wreck that I come to had fishing gear on it. So we'll try wreck number 2. A bit of confused swell in there. It doesn't quite know which direction it wants to go in. Of course, the weather that we've had has been for quite a while. It's built a swell, and then as it's changing, the swell is changing. So we have swell coming from 2 different directions. Oh, there's a fish. It's not the easiest thing to do is to play fishing swell. Because one minute you're going all the way up and next minute you're dropping down. Coming up under the boat, where are you? Oh, there you are. Not a bad fish to start with. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Right, there you go. First one of the day. And that is a perfect size to take home for a fry. There's the lure in his mouth. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I might get another drop on this wreck actually. Yeah, wasn't a bad little drift that. I'll show you the rig when we come up, but it's just very simple. All it is I've got a 3-way swivel, and on the I guess on the leg, on the bit that kicks out, I've got about 10 feet of 20-pound fluoro, and I've got a I think this is a Skerry's eel. This is a Sidewinder Skerry's eel, and this is in pearl. It's either a pearl or a bloodhead. all I'm doing is I'm dropping down to the bottom, the lure's following the lead, and when I hit the bottom, winding it up. Pollock are predator fish, so that's seeing the little lure and it's thinking it's a bait fish, chasing it and then eating it. All I'm doing now is I've finding wrecks along the way. I've got an area that I want to get to, and between here and there I saw, oh well, there's a few wrecks, so instead of going straight there in a straight line, I've done a bit of a zigzag and I'm just trying out wrecks on the way. Because it's everybody's got their favourite wreck that always produces fish, but again, every tide is different. Yeah, every tide is different. So sometimes it's good to try. I mean, I'm constantly exploring new wrecks, new ground, new reef, new places. You've got to keep switching it up just because fish move and fish change. Right, I'll show you really quickly what the rig is. All I've got is just a 3-way swivel, and onto there I have about 10 feet of 20-pound fluoro, and on the end I have a little soft plastic. And you probably can't see any of that because you're looking straight into the sun now. Oh, there's a fish. Yeah, all you have to do is you just have to take it easy, especially when there's swell. Because if you think, I mean, today we've probably got, right here, we've got 4 or 5 foot of swell. Every time we go over a swell, I'm pulling that fish up 4 or 5 feet more. So if you've only got a light hook hold, you risk of pulling it out. Now at the minute, all I'm doing is just keeping steady pressure, keeping a bend in the rod and keeping the fish coming. When it wants to dive, let it dive. When you can gain line, gain line. Whoa. That is a lovely fish. Out. There we go. That there is a stunner of a pollock. That is a beauty. There's the lure. You saw everything about that. You saw from the dropping the line down to hooking up to landing it. That is a beauty. Look at the hook. There. That little tiny hole there in its lip. That is a stunning pollock. Now the tackle I'm using today, this is a Regiment 3 solid carbon. This is a 12 to 20 and this is a fathom. It's just a nice bendy, nice whippy rod that cushions into the fish So when you're playing diving fish like this, it's perfect to have like a responsive rod. Yeah, I'm constantly exploring different depths as well. Fast wind, slow wind, up to 20 winds, up to 30 winds, up to 10, just till I find where the fish are. Because you will find the fish will be on one side of the wreck, and it's usually the downside side of the wreck. But if your wreck is 100 metres long, your fish might not be 100 metres along the wreck. They might all be concentrated on the northern end or the southern end or the eastern end. Yeah, let's go around and try that again. Because I'm working with such a long trace, what you need to do is when you're dropping it down, you need to make sure that the trace is stretched out. So throw the lure up there, drop the lead down there. So I've thrown the lure to the back of the boat and I've dropped the lead towards the front. So that 10-foot of trace is stretched out. Usually what I would like to do is I would mix it up a little bit with different size and different colours of lures. But because I caught straight away on that white one, that larger white one, I'm inclined to keep it until I stop catching fish. And then I'll try using something else. Found you. Oh, I missed it twice. Missed that one twice. That's indicative of a small fish, that. They have 2 or 3 fish chase this, take it, and they not take it properly. So I'm thinking it's smaller fish. There's the fish. As I'd said, slightly smaller fish. All I'd done there was I'd switched from this to this and it found the fish. So yeah, the finickier fish, a smaller lure, they just take it right down. Also, if the fish are smaller. So yeah, what I'll do is I'll go around and I'll try one more time, and if there's only small fish on this wreck, then I'll go and try somewhere else. Those little lures can be absolutely deadly. You just need to be quite careful with them. Because they're only small and because they've only got a small hook, if they're only lightly hooking the fish, you need to be really gentle with them. Wreck number 4. Every time I come to a new wreck, depending if there's fishing gear on it, I'll always give it a couple of drifts, just maybe 2, over 2 different areas of the wreck. If I get no interest at all, I'll just move on. You never know, the wreck that you're trying might have been netted for 2 weeks previous, or some of them just don't hold fish as much as others. I think there's a fish. Oh, he's patted me off. Oh, that was a nice fish, that. That's the problem with using them little tiny lures. Unfortunately, that's just part of it. What I was doing was working, but like I said, having them little tiny lures on, it can pick out the extra fish, but when you get a light hooking one like that and it dives, sometimes it can part it off. I know there's one there though. There's a lovely pollock. There you go. There's a lure inside of his mouth. By switching down to the smaller lure, I managed to pick him up. He's a cracker. Yeah, it's a fine size to get a fillet off. Yeah, that'll do. Oh, that is a massive mackerel. Happy with that. Yeah, that's bait taken care of. I've got a few nice scad, and I've got a clunking great mackerel there. So now that I've got my bait sorted, we'll go and see about putting the anchor down. I haven't quite decided yet what I'm going to do, whether or not I'm going to anchor up a piece of rough or anchor on a piece of clean. I'll see what the swell is like when we get where we're going. Now that feels like a solid fish. I've only got a really little hook, and this feels like a heavy fish. Where are you? I can't see you. Oh, it is a stunner. In the net, in the net. Whoa. That's the best pollock so far today, and it was on the best setup. It was on a light setup. That's a clunking great fish. That'll be. God, I tell you what, actually, that'll be best part of £8. Look at that. And there's the lure right down to the back of its throat. This is an absolute stunner of a fish. I'd give that'll be best part of £8. And the lure is right down the back of his throat. There it is. What a beauty. What I might do actually is I might see if this guy will go back, because I've already got a couple of pollock. If he'll go back, I'll let him go back. Go on, go on, go on. Fantastic. Because I was over a piece of shallow reef, no problem in letting that go. Yeah, I've already got 3 pollock there. Well, that was a bonus. I only came in here to try and get some bait. Came in here over this little piece of reef to try and get some bait and was just flicking around that little soft plastic. Yeah, that's all it was. Let's go. Oh, I'm buzzing about that. Right, let's see what we can do. I'm going to put the anchor down first on a little piece of rough ground. I'm going to try this out. We've got a bit of swell. We have got probably 4 or 5 foot every 6 or 7 seconds. So it is quite close together. I'm going to put the hook down into this piece of rough ground and we're going to fish this for a couple of hours if possible. Like I say, if we're slopping about too much, I'll just pull it up and I'll go and try somewhere, because I want to try and catch some gurnards as well. So I'm going to put the anchor down now and try for like ling, conger, bull huss, anything like that over rough. And then if this doesn't work, I'll go and catch some gurnards on the sand. Because it's rough ground, I am going to be using a grapple anchor. And you'll notice that that's rigged with a weak link, so that if it gets properly stuck, if it gets properly bound up in a rock, it should break out. Show you the rigs and all that as I'm doing it. Let's just get the hook down. We are sat alright. The only problem that we might have is, yeah, it looks like we might have some rain coming our way. All I'm fishing is I'm just going to be fishing sliding ledges like this, and I've got some of that scad that I've just caught. Now that the boat's sat back nice and it's settled out where it wants to sit, if you drop your lines down too quick after putting the anchor down, the boat's still swinging around, so you just snag on the bottom. So by giving it 5 or 10 minutes to kind of settle where it wants to be, you stand more chance of not losing gear. Yeah. He hasn't even properly got the hook in his mouth, look. Greedy sod. If the rain really starts to come down, I'm going to have to put the camera away, because microphones and cameras do not like the water. Hopefully it's only going to be a short shower. Whoa. I knew there was a good one down there. I've just lost one a minute since. Yeah, just lost a nice fish a minute since. So I knew there was a good one down there. Whoa. Yeah, like I was saying, I lost a good fish a minute ago, so I knew there was a good one down there. Yeah, knew there was a good fish there because I'd lost one just a minute since. That was a full scad flapper. That's what's left of it. This is the rig. It was, say, 2.5 foot of 100-pound mono, ending in a 10-0 meat hook. That's it. Now whenever you're fishing rough ground like this and you're fishing for things like ling and conger, bullous, spur dogs, anything like that, anything with rough teeth, you need to check the ends of your traces. That fish there had chafed up. I mean, that was where the knot was, that was where the hook was. That's chafed up like 4 or 5 inches where its teeth have been rasping on it. Now if I had got another good fish there, that would have probably parted that off. So all I've done is I've shortened the trace down by like 4 or 5 inches, cut out the damaged stuff. Yeah. This wind and rain that's kicked in sat us off, well, sat us off maybe 30 metres from where we were to start with. It pushed us right round. So I'm fishing, tide's going that way, I'm fishing over that side of the boat. So my boat is pointing across the tide. My anchor is over there, my boat's pointing there, and the rods are going this way. But we're catching fish. Yeah, that squall's finished now. Fingers crossed we won't see any more of that today. What I'll do now is I might knock up a couple more rigs, just because conger you go through hook lengths when you're fishing for conger. Conger and ling, they live around in the same areas. They live in all the rough stuff, in the reefs and in the rough and in the wrecks. Now conger eels, although they are conger eels are quite good fun to catch. That's a fish there. Oh. A little fish out of that then. Conger eels are quite good fun to catch. They're really hardy, they're really tough. They don't suffer with barotrauma, and they feed pretty much all the way through the smaller tides, and you can catch them all year round. Now I would prefer ling. We don't like eating conger. Conger's not a very good eating fish, whereas ling on the other hand is a fantastic eating fish. Just gonna have to fish through the eels to get to the ling. Fresh smelly baits is the best thing for this. So yeah, like fresh mackerel, fresh scad, anything bloody, anything oily, anything full of scent. I'm just a baby. Just in time for the rain again. I have to put the camera away, I'm sorry. Just had the radio on to listen to the forecast.
The forecast issued by the Met Office at 1100 UTC, Friday the 20th of October 2023. Inshore waters forecast to 12 miles offshore for the period midday UTC, Friday the 20th of October for a 24-hour period. The general situation: a complex area of low pressure will remain over the United Kingdom this afternoon, tonight and tomorrow, giving strong winds or gales in many areas, especially the north, where severe easterly gales are expected. Lyme Regis to Land's End, including the Isles of Scilly, there's a strong wind warning in.
Be quiet, please. Yeah, whatever this is, it was playing with it for a while. Oh wow. Oh wow. That is a very, very large bullous. Yeah, that is a very big bullhuss. A very big bullhuss. Yeah, forecast coming through isn't a good one. We've got about another 2 hours. Try and make the most of it, but yeah, that is a cracker of a bullhuss, that one. There's the trace out. There you go. It's not complicated. Look, all it is well, 2.5 odd feet of a 100-pound mono. There you go. That's that 10 me hook. I've got a muppet on there to try and save, but yeah, it's still chaffed it up. Yeah, they are a proper handful. What I'm going to do is I'll stick him in live bait tank for 10 minutes. Get off that. Bite it fuel hoses. Yeah. Give him 2 minutes to calm down, it live bait tank, and then we'll have a look at him. Can't get my hands around his mouth. Yeah, he's a big one. This is a greater spotted cat shark. Teeth and that in there. Yeah, sorry, but the sun's right in the way. This is best part of probably a 15-pound bullus. A really stocky fish, but they're just all aggression. Wow. There it is. He is a stunner, this one. He is a really good looking fish. Look how wide his head is. And the main thing when you're handling these, you can get hold of them underneath the jaw like this. Get your hand round his jaw. The only problem is this guy's that flipping big. Can't get my hand round properly. Got you. This was a really aggressive bite. This was more like a huss or a ling. Ah, another monster huss. That isn't the same one that I've just put back, I promise. yeah, I promise you, that isn't the one that I've just put back. That is a different one. But he's very similar. There's the hook hold, look, in the corner of his mouth. See them teeth there? Yeah, you don't want... Coincidentally also, this one's a male. You can see by these claspers here. Greater spotted cat shark, also called a bull huss. Them teeth. They really do make a mess of you when you get out of here. Tough skin. There you go. Ah. Yeah, like I say, if you can get hold of them under the jaw, at least then they can't bite you. But they are just incredibly strong. Get a good hold underneath there, and one hold of the tail. Look, I mean, I'm not a weakling, but I can't straighten him out. Let's give him a drop back before he takes a piece out of me. What I tried to do with the first one is I tried to record me letting him go with an underwater camera so that he swam down, and he just swam up and high. I'll try it again. Try to bite your own tail. That one was too concerned with biting his own tail. Let's go and see about having a drift on the sand for a gurnard. I think them cuttlefish are doing me. Keep getting like as if something grabs out of it and then lets go. Now that wasn't meant for you. Try another spot a little bit closer to home. Yeah, it's really starting to build now. Show you this. Oh yeah, the bad weather is coming. What I'm going to do is I'm going to finish off this drift for these gurnards. I'm going to fillet these pollock off. Now the knife that I'm using, actually this was sent to me by a subscriber. This is Jay Nolan. Thank you very much, Jay. It's been a lovely knife, really sharp. Right, let's get these pollock sorted out. I've already gutted them at the last mark. I just need to fillet them off, because I reckon we have about another half an hour before it starts to absolutely bucket it down. It is really starting to get a little bit sloppy out here now, and we have all that coming our way too. I finished doing my pollock. I filleted all the pollock, filleted them and then V-boned them. We'll have some of those for tea tonight. I'll drop some off at Jim's on the way home, and the rest of them I'll vacuum pack them and I'll put them in the freezer ready for later on in the week. Perfect. I can just feel the first couple of spots of rain on my face, so yeah, we've timed that perfectly. I hope you've enjoyed joining me. Hope you found it interesting. All the very best. See you later.